Hey guys, it's John. I am doing my first devlog for our newest game jam here in June. This is the Start Small game jam. Start Small is our theme, so we're going to be building off of that. Um, and I'm excited to see what everybody else is coming up with. But I wanted to hop in and give a first look at what I've got, what my thoughts were, kind of why I'm making what I'm making. So the first thing I want to show is, um, well, I'll just run the project. And it's going to look a little weird for a second. Because what you're going to notice is this is transparent. So when I go to my desktop, no matter where I put this, the background is transparent. So if I get rid of the border altogether, I've got just a little desktop pet. And that's kind of the idea behind the root, anyways, of my project. I've got a desktop pet. Right now I've got him going through various states of interaction, and he's just looking around right now. He's just sitting. And so when he's passive, my goal is to have him going through various states of interaction within his play area. The play area is going to be, as you can see, this little green square. And if you want to play with them and tell them to go somewhere, you can. And as the game goes on, you're unlocking bigger and bigger play areas. And the idea here is that each map is going to be bigger, and it's going to have more options for your cat to play with. Um, and again, eventually with the behavior trees, I'm hoping, it's kind of an interesting idea to see if I can pull it off. But I'm hoping I can add in um, some AI movement, have it do different actions based off of whatever mood it's in. So it's kind of like a Tamagotchi, just a little bit more modern, I guess. And again, you can tell it to go somewhere, it'll go and it'll sit real pretty for you. Um, and then if you don't mess with it for a few seconds, then its inactivity timer starts and it'll take back over, and it'll go back to doing its passive actions. Um, eh, right now it's just completely random. Again, I'm gonna make the states have a little bit more logic so they transition from one to another a little more smoothly. But because I don't have much gameplay, I do want to go in and show a few of the features that Godot has and a few of my programming things I've done here that allow this to happen. Feature-wise, I'm going to go into my project settings. And to get this opacity, the reason that I wanted to do this project and this idea came is I saw while I was messing with the settings that there's this transparent and always on top setting. Um, and that's what I'm using here. There's also this borderless setting. That's what this look is now. When I hit the escape key, I get the border back so I can reposition my pet where I need it. And I hit escape again and it goes away. Without it, you can't, unfortunately, move the screen. So that's where that is. But that's what gave me the idea is I have an opaque background. I can take this little pet, and you won't have to have a a big border or screen around it. And then programming wise, let's hop into my script here. I've got multiple scripts that are handling my states. My pet is our main script here. If we go through it, we can see that I've got some navigation. It's going to be this top set of variables here, and some state. And this is all going to handle my state down here. So that's what those variables are split into. And I guess I can break that up a little bit more easily with comments, so you know that I've got state and you've got that. So whenever I hop in, whenever you load the game up, he starts out laying down. We set a couple of variables for navigation, and then if you're active, let's go ahead and move it to where you click, and we'll do some navigation. And if you're not active, so that active timer, once you've done a click, the active timer starts. If it times out, then timer is paused, or once you start it, timer is paused. Once it times out, the timer for the state changing starts again, so it goes and it does its own thing. And then if right here, our timer, whenever it's doing its passive or its AI actions, goes out. Then it chooses a state. Right now, it's just random, and it goes into the next state. And if the child has an exit state function, it will run that. If not, it will. Well, I'll show you over here. It will run the parent inherited function, which just tells it to pass. That way, I don't have to add an exit state unless I need one. So when it's laying down, it needs to sit back up. It can't just pop up and start running. So here I've got my state. You can just see him going off there on the side. So here I've got my state script. Script error. Why did he freak out? I think it's just because I saved while I was doing all that. So we'll just, everything seems like it's working. He runs and then sits. All right, cool. Sorry about that. So we go to state. We've got our various states, and we can add whatever state we want to this. We've got our parent and our animation player, and we've got our current state. And for now, the functions we've got are change state, so go to a new state, exit state, and get anim, which is just to get the animation that needs to play during the state. And then for each state, it goes through and we just grab the parent and run whatever code that is looking for us. We actually could technically, I guess, do the, that's a little more performant. And then laying state, so when he's laying down, he does need to come and stand back up. So we play the standing state, wait for the animation to finish, and then we go into the next, or the standing animation, then we go to the next state. And that's what I've got so far. Under utilities, I've really just got a global script that lets me go in and grab that border or release the border, so it can be fully transparent or not. And yeah, my goal is, again, you can have some mini games so that if you want to actively play with him, you can play with him and you'll earn points or experience or something that's going to let you go from like bigger play areas. So we start small, we start with one little square unit, and then bigger and bigger areas, and he'll sit on your desktop. And you know, it's a lot of this comes down to state and animation management. It's a little bit more of a passive style game with some hopefully cute mini games in there, and we'll have to see what all I can do. There's going to be a lot of states, a lot of animations, a lot of AI to try and make this thing as cute and friendly on your screen as possible. I know this was a bit longer than my last ones, but I really wanted to go through the base of the code and what I'm doing here, and show how it can be scalable, and hopefully get some ideas from some of you guys if you have feedback on what to do and what to add and what to, whatever. But super excited to see what you guys have in store. Can't wait. Thanks again for watching, and have a good day.